Hi there. I'm Hattie, the PMM, previous CEO, CMO, and now full-time product marketing manager. And I've spent 10 years in tech, and I want to speak to you about tech jobs and tech layoffs that are happening in 2024 and how they especially suck for product marketing managers, and what's the plan that you can implement in order to improve your odds if you're on the job market right now. So let's get into it. Have a little thoughts this morning. Um, as I had mentioned in the previous video, and maybe I'll link it up here if you haven't seen it, it's particularly hard for product marketing managers in tech because the market and organizations don't understand what it is we do, and therefore they define it in different ways for their organizational needs. One thing that I've learned from other PMM friends that I have, and also because I throw London events in London for PMMs, did I say London events in London? PMM events, meetup events in London. Um, I speak to a lot of PMMs, like hundreds. And I'm not exaggerating that number. I really do. I speak to at least 5 a day. It's crazy. So, one thing that I've learned in regards to what the job market is saying right now and how it's reacting for PMM specifically is the fact that they are de-risking themselves. Organizations are de-risking themselves. They do not want to waste any time or money in the market right now. And basically, they want to move and have the strategy in place, and they just want a PMM to fit into that strategy, whatever the strategy is. So I think back in the day, if we're speaking 2, 3 years ago, it was a case where we as a PMM would come in and have that consultative mindset, as I quite rightfully explain in my first 30 to 60 days video on my YouTube channel. So check that out if you haven't. Now it's a case of being reactive. A reactive PMM who comes into an organization and basically has the strategy that's already been agreed by the board or by the execs. And we are then the reactive counterpart who then executes on the tactical side. And I think that's fine if that's a short term method where they have done the pivoting and they've gone through the layoffs in order to focus down and drill down into a strategy that works. But it means that when they're hiring a PMM, they are looking for a few things. And I think it's a few things that we can proactively work on. The main bread and butter of what they're looking for is trust. What do I mean by this? They're looking for someone who they are able to say with 90 to 99% confidence, if we hire this PMM, they would be able to act on what it is we need done. And that's it. They don't kind of want someone who's looking above and beyond and being like, let's do this and let's do that. And have you thought about this? I think right now it seems like the market is reacting to, we have a strategy in place. We've done the layoffs. We know what we need to knuckle down on, and we just need someone with 99% confidence. They will be able to come in, slot in, and do the work from day one. There is no ramp up time anymore. It's a case of being thrown in at the deep end and learning how to swim when you're in the deep end. So there's a less riskier bet being made by organizations, and they want to hire the person who is the less risky bet. So, what does that mean? This is why sales enablement is coming up a bunch in job descriptions. Sales enablement comes up a bunch because how can you go wrong with it, really? If I really think about it, how can you go wrong? If there's a sales team that already has sales enablement and it needs it iterated, then you're able to do that. You're able to use the data and do so, and also bring in the consultative mindset as a strategic PMM with the competitive intel, the customer intel, etc. But also, if you're starting from scratch, that's amazing because you're going from 0 to 1. So again, it's de-risking it, and I think that's also something that the organizations, whether they've consciously or subconsciously thought about it, this is what I'm seeing. This is the trends that I'm picking up on, and I think if there's anything good with me, is one of my superpowers is recognizing trends and being able to pull together a synthesized hypothesis and also business acumen side of me being an economist from university. Anyway, let's get back into it. But this is the trend that I'm seeing. So industries and companies are making they're risk averse. They're making less bets. They want to hire someone who can build the trust. So how do you build trust as a PMM in the job market, whether you're unemployed right now or whether you're employed? This is key to everyone, including myself as a full-time PMM. Trust comes from referrals and recommendations. We know that. So this can be shown on your LinkedIn profile or from people that you've worked with previously who can vouch for you in the new role. So if you're able to tap into that, if you're able to find organizations that are hiring PMMs right now with people that you've worked with in the past who can vouch for you, you have already removed a lot of objections because you're able to be someone who is reputable and someone who can be recom- recommended, and also build that trust factor very fast. So you don't have to prove yourself with a portfolio or whatever. But having a portfolio as a PMM is always a good shout. So, and then the second piece is a key piece. And this is something that I've seen usually kicks into people when they're looking for a job. And, it's cool, man. It's the difference between someone saying, hey, I've got a wedding coming up and I need to lose 5 stones or whatever, 5 pounds. I'm not good with weights. Whatever. You need to lose weight versus someone who's constantly in the gym every single day. And the latter, where it's like, I need to proactively lose 5 pounds really quick, is the person who's just been laid off and now looking to network. Versus if you're currently in a job and you're a PMM and you are not networking, at least to know and learn one new person a week, what are you doing? That's the equivalent of not going to a gym every week. And I think in order to proactively prevent the negative incomes and repercussions of being laid off and being thrown into the deep end with all the other laid off PMMs in the job market right now, it's imperative that you work on your personal brand on a weekly basis. And working on your personal brand online and offline is the key intersection of having a phenomenal personal brand, because you're able to make friendships. And here's the difference between what I think and what society thinks. I don't really believe in networking. I think that's bullshit. Probably shouldn't swear, but whatever. It is. What is imperative is the fact that you're making genuine friendships. And I mean genuine. If you're not able to make genuine friendships, for the love of God, please read How to Make Friends and Influence People, or read books on it, or take courses. Like, learn how to be a genuinely nice person and to make genuine friends for the long haul. No one likes to feel used. No one likes to feel like, oh, someone just popped up out of the ether in order to use my time and to use my resources and to use the connections that I've spent years building and maintaining and retaining and making warm and going out to dinners with people and lunches and making sure I say happy birthday on their birthday. And then someone pops up in my LinkedIn DM and is like, hey, can you introduce me to this person? I'm like, what is happening right now? You're just going to use me in order to fulfill your goal, when actually, if you had proactively worked on it throughout the year, every week, and let's start from next week, dude. Like, just start, because making friendships and connections in the industry is the quickest way to bypass the trust factor, because the trust factor is key right now in the job market. And if you're able to have someone who's reputable and trustworthy who says, I vouch for this PMM, 100% you should hire them, you have removed a lot of the objections, and you've jumped a few levels into the interview funnel. Or if you're not able to actually get interviews right now, it will proactively increase your probability of landing interviews. And that's the game. The game is to get the most eyeballs, to get the most referrals, and to build up your friendship base within your industry. So then you are the person that they think of when they're like, hey, I saw a job, and hey, I want to help you, I want to introduce you to this person, etc., etc. But making sure that it comes from a place of a genuine place of wanting to befriend someone, and not just using them to land a job and be like, hey, peace out, never see you again, I'll see you in 2 years time. Versus, if you are going to use this as the time to start building your friendship base within the industry, and your connections, then please proactively work on it, like you go to the gym, proactively work on it, as if your personal brand is a workout that you do every single day, because it is the best form of job insurance right now. I cannot stipulate it anymore. I feel like if I was to stipulate it anymore, I would be shouting down the screen at you, because it I feel like like in the last video, I am outside of the matrix seeing in. I can see into exactly what we need to do as PMMs to future proof ourselves and to the actions we need to take. So please take the actions. So the biggest thing I want to say is if you're finding it very hard in the market right now, solve the trust piece. Do whatever you can in order to solve it. Tap into people that you've worked with in the past, get a portfolio together, make sure that they recommend you on LinkedIn so it's publicly available, make sure that your LinkedIn is up to scratch, and I'll be able to share more on this. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I show daily posts on how to do that, and also the personal branding piece as a PMM. And also, I'm going to be coming out with a course in due time in order to go through a very strategic step by step how to improve your personal brand, especially on LinkedIn, online, and taking that offline as well. So, I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think about anything that I said in this video today? What has your experience been if you're on the job market as a PMM specifically? Because our problems are not the same as a lead gen marketer's problems or a software developer's problems. It's very specific because the job market doesn't understand what it is we do. They define it for us, and therefore it means that they take the reins. But also on the trust piece, that is something that is kind of conducive to everyone. So that can be applied across the board. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Please comment them down below. If you found this useful, hey, give me a like. That's how I get paid, just through the likes, dude. So hit the like button and give me a follow, subscribe. I'm on LinkedIn, as I said, posting daily. Follow me there. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, thoughts. I would love to hear it because I think this is a pertinent issue to product marketers and I want to dive into it even deeper. So yeah, cool. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day and speak soon. Bye.